What's going on, guys? Well, for this video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to discuss a middleweight more from the perspective of a leader bike owner. So there's a lot of reasons why if you've got a leader bike, you might be considering a middleweight. So we're going to talk about those reasons, but the main thing is I just want to talk about the differences in how they get down the road. How do these things ride? Well, let's get going. And we've got a good middleweight to play with. Very well sorted out Kawasaki 636. Gonna try to dodge some raindrops here today. So let's get moving. It is so fun riding a middleweight. Maybe that's the first reason. Look, leader bikes, they can be a little bit too much business, right? I mean, they are the apex predator, not an apex predator. Middleweights, not so much. They can be a lot more fun. Oh, but how they handle setting her up for carousel, dropping her in. Absolutely love how this bike transitions right to left and how she tips into corners. Leader bike, yeah, you can still kind of do that, but it will not at all respond the way that a middleweight does. The smaller rear tire, the lighter weight, all of that adding up to a more responsive package overall. Yeah, outright speed, it's not going to be as fast. But look, let's say you've got a leader bike and you're coming to the realization that you just really can't ever exercise that thing the way that you would like to. I mean, let's be honest. A couple of gears into a quick blast on a leader bike and you're doing deep into triple digit speeds. 130, 140 miles an hour comes obnoxiously quick with those types of machines. Middleweights, not so much. I mean, you can be wide open, flogging this thing, and you'll buzz it up to 125, maybe 135 miles an hour. But you feel like you're getting away with something with a middleweight. I guess it's because of the very aggressive gearing, you know, the way that they sound. Oh, they sound so good. Oh, I just love how this bike sounds. Anyway, it's the feel of the bike. Everything about it, it does make you feel like you're a better rider than you are. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that a lot of the things that you're doing on a middleweight are taking place at a lower speed. Now, that's not to say that a middleweight is lacking power. You just have to realize the game we're playing here, guys. I mean, comparing anything to a leader bike, you're looking up, right? So this bike, 636, two-wheel Dynaworks tune, two-wheel Dynaworks velocity stacks, full M4 exhaust. We're cruising along highway speeds in 6th gear. You know, talking about the power difference, with the way this bike is geared, you just roll into it, and she's not even in a sweet spot in her power band, and she's already collecting mile an hour nicely. Owe that to the gearing. You remember that this bike in 6th gear is the same mile per hour per RPM as my ZX6R 1000 is in 3rd. That'll give you an idea for how aggressively this bike is geared. But oh my gosh, it just feels so good going through corners. And see, look, I want to make sure that that's really more the point that I'm looking to illustrate here is you're not necessarily giving up anything going to a middleweight if you've had a leader bike before, or if you've got one now and again you're finding that for whatever reason it's just not the practical choice anymore. List of reasons could be insurance costs, the price of the motorcycle, the fact that they go through tires so often. It's a higher operating cost. They're more expensive to own. And unless you are seriously utilizing all of the potential of that machine, Is the money being wasted? Look, I don't know, but I can tell you this. For most folks, a middleweight like this 636, but it could be any of them, GSX-R 750, GSX-R 600, CBR 600, R9, all of them are really good. They just deliver up a different riding experience for a different palate of taste. This bike likes to rev, and it handles beautifully. Let's go ahead and get her set up for our favorite little S-turn. On the brakes, dropping her in, maintenance, throttle, power, power, power on, apex. Go ahead and hit the brakes, take a downshift. And you can talk while you're doing it. It does it so effortlessly. Up to our favorite little stop signs. Hey guys. I think I had coined a bit of a phrase in a previous video. Bikes like this are not based on or measured in miles per hour, it's miles per hour. I cannot help but just I love the way it sounds. Look, okay, so we burned through 6 gears just getting onto the freeway, and we're not in it to win it. We're not bombing this thing, right? It's just the fact that it will rev out. You're going through the gears. It's making all the noises. It handles as well as it does. And look, I'll be real honest with you guys. This thing will cover 150 miles an hour, no problem. So, you've got some top-end capability, and it gets there relatively quickly, too. But it's everything else. It's everything else that comes with the middle bike, or the middle kid, if you will. The lower cost, the better handling, the fun factor is just so very much there. Oh, and here's the other thing. Another reason why you might be looking at a middleweight instead of a leader bike, maybe moving down from one, could be suspension. All of the middleweights become more compliantly sprung. They're easier on your body in longer trips. But it's not just longer trips that they're better on. I can tell you, this is a long overpass right here. Lots of expansion joints, lots of changes in plane. Leader bike, some of them are harsh. And you might think, well, am I going to give up any stability? Well, let me put that to bed real quick. So, getting her on the side of the tire up here, I mean, this is absolute nothing in terms of instability or any of that. It just absolutely holds whatever line you put it on. It's so good. So you're not giving up any stability. They're not twitchy. At least the 636 isn't, the way I've got this one set up. 34 rider sag up front, 32 rider sag out back. But it's just so good. The front end feel is amazing with most of the middleweights that I've ridden. It's exceptionally good with the 636 though, but it's kind of a cornerstone with these bikes. Shorter wheelbase makes it feel light. You know, this motorcycle is not, I mean, I'm not going to say it's heavy. It's not heavy. But the way it sits now, it's about somewhere around 400 pounds full of fluid. It's a lot more stable than you might think. And I know a lot of bikes built out how light they are and power to weight and all of that, but you know, the way that the 636 is, looking at it from a leader bike owner's point of view, that aggressive gearing, but it's also smooth. It's not buzzy. So you get all of the rush, if you will, of a leader bike. It's just that the speedometer isn't showing as big of a number. These things are so much fun. So look, if you're thinking about going from a leader bike to a middleweight and you're worried that you're going to miss out on something, I think that if you pick a middleweight that's more like your leader bike, I think you'll just be that much happier. Love the transition on this bike. Little power wheelie coming through that little dip in the road. So much fun. And for the money, you know, that's another part of this equation. Middleweights are a lot less expensive just in terms of entry-level cost, but the 636 is, I mean, this bike was only $11,500. Costs half of what a leader bike costs to insure, actually a bit less than half. I mean, you get all of the fun, all of the sound, all of everything. A bump in handling too, for a lot less money. I just don't know how else to place this bike. It is a riot. If you're thinking about making a move down, listen, these middleweights are exceptionally good. There's a lot of reasons why you might want to reconsider a choice with a leader bike. Just know that there are a ton of bikes out there that will be a more than perfect replacement for that bike if that is what you're looking for. But with that, guys, look, if you've made it this far into the video, consider hitting that subscribe button. Helps out the channel more than you know. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy.